Hello YouTube, EasyGoingMC back another Minecraft video. Today, we're going to be going over some more tips and tricks as I quickly switch to peaceful in this flat grass world. So as you guys know, if you watch my EasyGoing survival series, which if you don't, I strongly suggest you go check out, it's long-running survival world, you will know that I cleared all the grass in my spawn chunks recently to make way for a passive mob farm. So this video is going to be about how to clear that grass, but before we get into that, let me give you a brief explanation about how passive mob spawning works. So there's a mob cap of about like 10 mobs, give or take, in a given area. As you can see, there's only a few mobs actually loaded. Some do generate with the world though, but they'll actually spawn in if, as you can see, those just randomly spawned in. They'll actually spawn in if there's not enough. But they can spawn in the spawn chunks, and the ones in the spawn chunks constitute to that because they don't despawn if you go far away from them. So what you have to do is you have to clear all the grass in your spawn chunks, kill or name all the passive mobs in there that basically make an efficient passive mob farm. So I did this through 3 methods. The first was the Tnt method, which is the easiest but also the most destructive. It makes the terrain look quite ugly. The next is the water technique. And the next is the hoe technique, which both don't really destroy the terrain, but they both have different uses. So the first, if you don't really care about the terrain, TNT is by far your best option. What I'd like to do is make a square of whatever amount of blocks and then fill it in with TNT. You can make a pattern. A few blocks in between each works best. And then you just get your flint and steel or your redstone or whatever you want to use to light it, and you light this off, and this is actually extremely effective. It's by far the quickest way to clear large quantities of grass. It's really easy to get if you have a decent mob farm and a sand duper. And just 5 minutes of AFKing at the sand duper, like a couple double chests of gunpowder, which really isn't that much for a large scale farm, you can get enough TNT to clear all the stuff in your spawn chunks, by far. So the next method is the hoe and water. So we're going to go over the hoe first. So this is for areas that you have like in the middle of something. It's really easy. So what you do is you just go through and you hoe it fast like this. And then when it decomposes, it's dirt. So if you want to do this large scale, what you'll have to do is clear like a gap like this, like down to the stone layer. If you have a gap like this and it's like even next to each other, grass won't be able to spread across it. However, if grass is like this, then grass could spread up across it potentially, I believe, from what I could see in my survival world. But this way is also pretty effective for clearing small areas. As you can see, the small area is quite easy, but if you have a larger area, but it's narrow, it's really easy just to use the diamond hoe, put Unbreaking 3 on it, which really isn't too expensive, and just clear out that area really quite quickly. So the last method is perhaps the best large-scale method, except it is a little tedious. So what you do is you build up and you place a bucket of water, and then you build off like this, and basically you go about like this. I'm not really sure why this isn't working that well. So what you do is basically you run it out until it stops, and then what you do is you continue it like this. This is a bad example because it's all glitching out for some reason. But as you can see, it'll go out for a certain amount of time. However, it is glitching out on this world for some reason. I wonder why. Here, let's try again over here. I'm not really sure what happened with that. But basically what you can do, I did this. This is an older version of Minecraft because I was just playing on the SMP, which is in 1.12.1 for some reason. Yeah, if you move a little slower, as you can see, it updates itself. And you can go out until like here, and then drop down a block. And you keep on going. And what happens, you can do this on a large scale. You can go out like this direction and this direction and that. And there might be gaps like in between it where you have a little bit of grass. Just going through with a shovel or even a hoe and destroy it. But what happens is at night, what you'll see is if we game rule random tick speed like 1000, I think this affects it. But what you'll see is the grass is actually going to turn to dirt. So we'll see this in a second probably. It's already happened right here. And under here, I think the random tick is working. Yeah, as you can see, all that grass turned to dirt. The random tick speed is really high. But given a couple nights, all that grass will be clear. And then when that grass is clear, do this, and you can have your clear. But make sure you put the layer in, or else it will spread back and you will not be a happy camper. So yeah guys, those are the 3 methods to destroy grass that I use in Easygoing Survival. So the goal of this tips and tricks series is not necessarily to bring anything new to the table, but to show you more of the process of how I did things in my survival world if something wasn't clear. So once again guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like down below and subscribe also if you enjoyed it a lot. But other than that guys, I hope you have an easygoing day, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.